Alright guys, I'm back. So let's get started sleeving some cables. Normally what I use to sleeve my cables is the Molex extractor kit. You can pick this up at Sunbeam. I looked it up online here last night. It's for about $18 you can pick that up at Newegg. So that really comes in handy. The other thing I use is a heat gun. I looked that up at my local hardware store, Home Depot, and I don't know, about 25 bucks you can pick up a pretty decent heat gun. The other thing I normally use are two different size stainless tubes, and of course if you haven't figured out what we use those for, I'll show you guys in a minute. But anyway, tonight we're not going to use the heat gun, of course, and we're not going to use the extractor kit. So let's get rid of that, and we're not going to use the stainless tube. So what we are going to use, of course, for the shrink wrap is the lighter, a tweezer, paper clip, and a couple straws. Alright, so let's get started here. I'm going to move this stuff out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and zoom out a little bit. Alright, the first thing we need to start with is our sleeving. You guys have all seen this kind of sleeving. It sells for about 20 bucks. It comes with a bunch of different sizes. This is just some leftovers I have, that's why you see two different colors in there. But I don't no longer use this anymore, unless I'm going with a particular color. If I'm going black, I've found a better solution, and I'll show you that in a minute. The other thing you need is some shrink wrap. You can buy this assortment of different sizes. Let me zoom in a little bit. It comes in 16-inch or 1/16 of an inch. This is 3/32, 1/8 of an inch, 3/16, 1/4 inch, and I believe this is 3/8. So anyway, these are pretty nice. You cut these down to the size you need. You can also buy this in like 4-foot strips of different sizes. And I've seen it in rolls up to 50 foot long. That's a lot of sleeving if you're getting a 50-foot roll. But anyway, this comes in handy. I've used a couple of these. There's a couple sizes you're going to use a lot more often. In that case, what I do is when I get low, I may buy like a 4-foot strip or whatnot. But I always try to keep some of this handy. The other thing is, the reason why I no longer use this type of sleeving, if anyone has used this before, you guys know when you cut this, it has a tendency to fray. And as you can see there, it starts falling apart on you. It comes unraveled. And if you're careful, you can actually get it up on the cable and it won't fray too bad. But I've had it where I've fought this on some cables before, trying to use the smallest sleeve I can, over some thick cables, and I get this on and then I'm trying to put the shrink wrap over it, and these things are sticking out, and it's a pain in the ass. So if I'm going black, I use a different type. For colors, I'm still forced to use these, but in this case we are using black. And what you can pick up is this is the clean cut. You really don't need a hot knife to cut this. When you cut this with the scissors, it doesn't come unraveled, and this stuff is really good. So we're going to be using that tonight. Another thing what you can do here, and what I normally do, is I have to use this, is I go ahead and cut it, and then I take a lighter and I melt the ends, and then I squish it down. Sometimes it's pretty hot, so be careful with your using a bare hand. But you can kind of, you can see I've already done some of that on there. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but you just melt the ends and it won't come unraveled as bad. But anyway, that's that. Again, this comes in different sizes. This is 1/4 inch, so I've got 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, and 1/8. And tonight we're going to be using 1/8. Alright? So anyway, we're going to take this fan here and we're going to go ahead and sleeve this cable. I know it's a short cable. The longer they get, a little more difficult they get, but for demonstration purposes, this is the one we're going to use tonight. Alright, so let me zoom out some more. Well, I guess I'm zoomed out all the way. Alright, hoping you guys can all see this. This is a 3-pin connector, and what we're going to use is a paper clip to remove these cables. What you want to do first, with 3-pin, you can remember that it's yellow, red, black. But you get into some of the more difficult ones, where you have, for instance, like this one here. It's 2-tiered. It's got multiple colors in the slots. You're going to want to make a diagram so you know where the colored cables go. So, the last thing I'd want to do is wire it wrong and hook up my components and have a problem. So anyway, here I've drawn a little diagram. I don't know if you can see that. We got yellow, red, black, yellow being on my left side, and that's me calling this the top, and it's looking away from me, and that's yellow, red, black. So anyway, what we want to do here is you want to be on a flat, hard surface here. You take your paper clip, of course, open that up, and let's go back to here with the Sunbeam extractor kit. It comes with a 3 or a 4-prong tool here, and that makes it really easy. I mean, you can just set that down, push that in, and you can pull out all 3 cables at once. So tonight we're going to show you how to do it with the paper clip. I know you guys have probably seen this on YouTube before, but I thought we'd go over this and show you that you don't need some of these other tools to get this sleeving done. It does make the job a lot easier. It makes it more efficient, and if you're going to do a bunch of sleeving, you're definitely going to want to get yourself the extractor kit. So anyway, what you want to do is, it's a little bit of a fight, but if you don't have the right tools and you want to sleeve something, this is the way you're going to have to do it. I know you guys can't see that, but see, it came right out. And if you can look at this connection here, I don't know if you guys are seeing that, but the way they bent the metal tip there, it acts as a spring. So what you got to do is you need to compress that so you can pull it out. Alright, so there's the yellow one. Now we'll pull the red one. Alright, the red one's out. And now the black one. Let's see if I can turn a little bit so you can see this. Alright, so now all 3 of them are out. So now that we've got those out, we want to take some of our 1/8 inch sleeving, and we're just going to measure, see how long we need it. I like to go pretty close to the ends. So I'll start about right there, and I'll pull that back to about there, and then I'll cut that with the scissors. Alright, and if you look at this sleeving, once it's cut, see, it'll look like it's coming unraveled, but when you pull it back, it stays together. So now what you want to do is go ahead and get some of the shrink wrap. And the way you want to size your shrink wrap is you got to make sure it's going to go over the sleeving. Like so. So that looks like about the right size. And what I do with these is I actually cut these in thirds. So it's about maybe 1 1/4 inch, 1.5 inches. I'll cut that. Alright. So now we want to take one of the sleeves, or the shrink wrap. You want to get this, all your cables through there. Pull it all the way back. Then now you want to get your straw.